According to TASS, a press conference held in Moscow for Soviet and foreign journalists took stock of the interspace program at the scientific research complex. It functions normally in manned and automatic modes. During that time, the station had 5 main and 11 short-term expeditions involving 28 astronauts. An extensive program of scientific and people studies has been carried out. Meet.
Because free work.
Time is a great pleasure. I can't believe it. The other one. And there's blue ground underneath you. Yes. Our flight was to open a series of long-term manned flights to the Salyut 6 orbital complex, as well as to open the space program to continue its existence in his space. We were supposed to be in space for the 10th day, to enter outer space to test the forward docking node after the failed approach of the Union's 25 to Salyut 6 station. December 20th is a TASS. Possible damage to the components of the docking facility could have occurred as a result of a deviation from the scheduled docking regime of the ship Union 25 to the station in October of this year. I was getting ready for a clear flight program. My account was kept in and out of account for a second. Everything was ready, one thing was restless. Yeah, that's what happened, but then it happened. This is the one that was a bit unusual on the way, because normally this ship on this side of the docking docks with a crew. And this ship is usually a truck. And that's why the ship that negotiated before us was coming from here. But the docking wasn't calculated. During this docking, these docks could have been damaged. And then we had to go to a clearly good window and go into space. Unfortunately, it wasn't this hedge that we had to pay for a full time. Specially handheld, medically designed analyzers, but unfortunately had to go through the docking node. That's what I'd say in a submarine through a torpedo machine. That was hard. Of course, flight preparation isn't just a crew. If the crew is trying to analyze it, many specialists from different organizations and communities will think in advance. Of course, it's a big training program for clip art. And an oral remote box has on board when I went through the weather plan. Okay. Sings. Rodrigo. Come on. Just us. Okay, here we go again.
Aboard.
Sometimes. I don't remember. Thank you, Earth. You taught me, and you raised her wings, and the armor protected me from the trouble, a reliable armor. As I felt in these moments by your caressing, strictly tender touch. Avakova. The machine. Both circles. Come on.
Я понял, но это вы растете там. А почему вы так долго закрывали крышку? Туго закрывается. Туго закрывается. Закроем. В крайнем случае мы поможем друг другу. Ну вот вроде все. Мы тут все будем смотреть за этим делом. Любые вопросы нам задавайте сразу. Мы будем стараться вам помочь. Так, ну на борту у нас все в порядке. Вход в объекты начали в 23:00. Закрытие в 23:10. Принято. Остальные все нормы. Работаем в основном по плану, готовы к медконтролю. Медики говорят, все нормально. Продолжайте дальше. Ну хорошо. Так, когда приготовишься, Жора, без команды, чтобы вместе мы это все дело провели. Давай. Я готов. Хорошо. Жора, у тебя сколько по нарукавному? 0,4.
What about you?
0,4. Проверь средний.
Replenishment. But why? But I came up with a different pressure. Put your hands on it. Dead. I think it's my place for goodbye. Foots. I'm not gonna get a foot. Me. I thought she come. Dead. Look at my remote. Not so stupid. Come on. Working fashions. Dad. Open it. And then. Yes. A child to help a child. Wire then. I don't care, but I'm opening the hatch, the door. Mike's like me, too. Which was weird that the hatch went first, and that's why I'm sorry. It was clear that he had to open up and everything and didn't open any further. Well, that wasn't clear, cause the pressure obviously didn't hold him. And then the thought came up, well, maybe we'll open it, but if it closes later because there was less oxygen already. The job ahead was big, digging, that was the danger of not getting out then we could. I should have thought about how we'd come back later, but of course we were worried about something else. We feared that when we returned to the station the hatch would not close tight. We would not be able to inflate the station's compartment to normal atmospheric pressure. In that case, we would have to depressurize the entire station through it and return to our ship, which we docked to Flight 6 to blow it to atmospheric pressure, and by saying goodbye to the requisition station, to get to the ground. Thus, Station B remained in space lifeless, and further operation of the station would have been impossible to pilot. Well, if we risked only ourselves, then, of course, that would be the case. It's just the work of the testers. But in life, sooner or later, there comes a moment when the ground of the flight manager is retreating. Unfortunately, to the background and to the crew, to make a decision, we need to take responsibility and not rewrite it to others. They're forced to be responsible not only for themselves, but also for the fate of the station, the development of the entire flight, to the entire program, and we take full responsibility. Fire. What kind of laughter? Here's the question. You're gonna have to help. Tie it up. Nuke is cut. We appreciate that. iPad can be a mess. I'm your sweetheart. There won't be a second one. I couldn't hold my hands on the thresher, control my position, because there's hundreds of bars on the end. And each one of them is very thin, and the hand is in a glove that's still full of lattice at the knights. I could take them down, and that's why Yuri had to. He was turning me around so that every moment I could watch what I needed to do right now. And it's so hard. He was really 150 kilos. That when we got back to Aero, he had a blood scar on the market. Ray's been watching your work, and I'm happy and grateful. And congratulations on your successful work. The Danube has outrun a lot. It's not smooth. It's so warm. Hold on. But once upon a time, the fate of the station, or of the entire Garden of Celebration program, depended on this only exit. But recently, the interspace program didn't remember us coming out. That's also the fate of the tester. The only thing that really remembers is that it's not done, it's forgotten. Let's move on. It's logic, dialectic life, and even though we're proud of this exit, he's really gone back in time, and that's the only way we're gonna live. We'll be preparing.